Hello, everyone. Adele Reische here with Synergy Practice Management. I have worked both clinically as a dental assistant and administratively in dental offices since 1983. My career as a dental consultant and speaker came from growing up in dentistry, so I understand the issues dentists face every day. Having this kind of experience, I guide offices to move from surviving to thriving. As a practice management consultant, you would not believe the number of people who want me to endorse what they do for dentists. My answer is almost always no. When I met my guest, Neal Inscoe, and his partner, Brian Johnson, I said yes right away. And I said yes for 3 reasons. The first reason was after listening to my guest speak at a conference in June of 2016. I realized right then and there that my clients needed the planning process that his company offered. Second is this company has an impressive resume. Neal has been working with business owners for over 30 years. He himself is a small business owner and has successfully operated and sold several businesses. He's written articles, authored books on dozens of strategies that help guide dentists to create and implement a plan to reduce and eliminate taxes, protect their assets, and have a sleep at night investments. In short, he empowers dentists so they can have successful businesses themselves. Third is that his firm actually did it for one of my clients in Sacramento, California, and the results were fantastic. My client needed to expand his office to move to more operatories. The client was going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. Neal's company created a custom financial blueprint for my client. And after experiencing this process with my client and get equity, I don't know of a single doctor who wouldn't want to have a proven blueprint so that they could have financial freedom for the rest of their life. The reasons why I want to speak with Neal on this podcast comes down to 2 words: passion and results. Passion, because even though Neal isn't a doctor, he is absolutely committed and passionate about detecting, preventing, and eliminating financial decay from dentists, like the way a doctor does for the health of their patients. Results, because he has produced remarkable results for my client and other doctors. Anyone who can save doctors taxes, add money to their cash flow, or direct a doctor to create real wealth has knowledge that we all need, and myself included. So with that, let me officially welcome one of America's top business owner, specialist, and author, Neal Inscoe, to this podcast. Welcome, Neal.
Hey, Adele, thank you very much. I appreciate you being on the podcast and doing this with me. It's really exciting.
Well, I'm excited to hear what we have to offer and say to dentists and my colleagues. So, Neal, I know that there have been some breakthrough financial ideas that you shared with hundreds of dentists over the years. Why do you spend so much time educating dentists?
Well, one of the things that happens is that education doesn't take place with dentists prior to them owning their businesses. And if it does, it takes place in a very small way. I've talked to a number of dentists who told me during school that they got less than a semester of education on how to run a business, how to operate a business, and how to make a business successful. And typically that particular semester, it falls right during finals. And so a lot of them are not really paying that much attention. I can't blame them. But business owners and dentists particularly are very busy people. And dentists in particular have their head down all day long, and they're in the mouth of a patient trying to be the best clinician they can possibly be. So what they do is they either delegate the responsibility of running their business to, say, a spouse or a CPA or an office manager. And when you delegate, then you lose control. Or they sacrifice running the business by knowing as little as they possibly can about business and finance. And when you sacrifice, you get less and you pay more. So it's important for dentists to understand where they've come from and to be able to seek the guidance that they need in order to operate their business successfully.
Yeah, I agree 100% with what you've said. Dentists typically have very little education on the business side, and they need some help for guidance when it comes to running the business side of dentistry. And it's typically, that's exactly what I do and help supporting and coaching practices, is teaching the dentist and their team the business side of dentistry. So very well said. You know, you say that dentists make a huge mistake that hurts them most of all. I'm curious, Neal, what is that mistake?
Well, they need a protocol, they need a plan, they need a process to run their business. They need to be much like a business plan, something that's consistent, that is the same all the time, so they can look at all aspects of it at a glance. They need a guide to keep them on track. I mean, if you want to lose 30 pounds, it's always great to have a health coach who can help you with diet and exercise. But more importantly is keep you accountable. It's the same way with business. You want to have somebody who can keep you accountable. I mean, let's face it, it's exhausting running a business if you're a dentist. I mean, you're wearing multiple hats. You're this really great clinician, and you're taking care of your patients, and then you're running the staff, and then you're the COO and the CFO and all the COs, so to speak, of your business. You're the chief bottle washer and the person that makes the income come in. So there's a lot to do. So it can be really exhausting. Be able to create a plan to do that is really the mistake that they don't make. They don't have a plan. They don't have a process. Dentists have morning huddles most of the time, at least the successful ones do. And so the idea is you should have weekly huddles, monthly huddles with your advisors, so that you can put yourself in a place that you can make that business run more effectively and efficiently. And that's one of the reasons why we believe that a financial blueprint and a transition blueprint is important.
Well, so having a protocol and a plan are important. Very well stated regarding the whole idea of them meeting and working on their practice, not just working in the practice, but having that protocol and plan are important for the success of a business. But let's talk about taxes. Having been through a financial blueprint with one of my own clients, I was amazed at the amount of taxes that you could save them. You know, recently I read a statistic somewhere where it says that 9 out of 10 dentists overpay on their taxes. I would assume that that's really bad, right?
You know, it is really bad. What taxes do is they erode our capital base. And let me give you an example of that. And that is that if I gave you $1 today and that dollar doubled every year for the next 20 years, that would be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. And then we looked at its value. If we paid no tax on it, what would that value be in the 21st year? It'd be a little over $1,048,000. Now, if I give you that same dollar and it doubles every year for the next 20 years, and we pay 40% in taxes each year on that dollar, it's worth a little less than $13,000 in the 21st year. That's amazing. It's a huge difference between the two. So the difference is we had $1,048,000 or less than 13,000. So it completely erodes our capital base.
Oh, huge difference. Huge difference. So tell me, Neal, what do you do as a firm to help dentists create wealth by reducing or eliminating taxes and creating that cash flow efficiencies?
Well, so what we do is we look at all of the different areas of the business where we can reduce or eliminate taxes, both state and federal, either through entities, through retirement plans, through every possible area that makes sense for us to reduce taxes. And the reason why that's important is because if we can do that, as I said, the difference between paying taxes and what the value is in the future, we'll have a lot more money. We also look at retirement from the standpoint of the dentist versus the individual employee. So the front desk person might be making $30,000 a year, and the dentist might be making $300,000 a year. And if you have a 401k as an example, and you put money in it, which most CPAs recommend, the dentist can put away $53,000, and the front desk person can put away about $15,000 to $18,000. And The problem is that when the dentist goes to retire, he can't put enough money away in his retirement plan to generate a $300,000 salary, but it's much easier for the front desk person putting their money away to generate a $30,000 salary or wage or income at retirement. So the idea is that what we want to do is we want to be able to show them where they can put more like $200,000 or $300,000 away, level the playing field, and help the individual dentist put more money away. We also look at leaks and cash flow. You mentioned cash flow efficiencies. We have what's called a cash flow compartmentalization process, where we determine exactly where all the money is going to go during the month, and then we compartmentalize it and look at each area so that we can reduce expenses, which stops the leak, which can add as much as 10 to 15% on the bottom line back into the dentist's pocket at the end of each month. That really is a result over years of several $100,000 of savings.
Savings is good, very much. You know, having recently experienced the type of service that you provide, I want to repeat how important I think it is for every dentist to look at the financial implications of their practice and to get a discovery equity analysis. Before we close, Neal, how can people contact you?
Well, they can contact us toll free at 800-845-2895. That's 800-845-2895. They can certainly go to our webpage, which is www.getequity.com, and that's spelled GETEQUITI, not Y.com. So getequity.com, GETEQUITI.com. And I want to offer to any of the listeners to go get from our webpage a publication that we put together about tax reduction, leaks in cash flow, how you can significantly create wealth, how to protect your practice, setting up structures. You can go get Maximize Your Money from our webpage, which is a free ebook, which gives you 26 different techniques that we use that can help you really create wealth and run your business more effectively and efficiently as a dentist.
All good things. Neal, I want to thank you very much for spending time with me today and sharing your insight. And I want to highly recommend that every dentist and all of my colleagues take the time to contact Equity and have a discovery equity call with Neal Inscoe and or his partner, Brian Johnston. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.